Breaking news in Southern California, where a new wildfire is burning right now. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Lisa Gonzalez.
And I'm Golston Dart, and it's just like they can't catch a break. This new fire is burning near Calabasas. This one has been named the Kenneth Fire. This is north of the main fires that have already caused so much grief and damage for folks there. Evacuations were ordered this afternoon as this brush fire in the West Hills cast some thick smoke over the area. Fire crews instantly had to shift their resources that are already thin, if you can understand that. And you can see here this picture of a tennis court there on the backyard. There's a pool and a sizable house there. Water dropping helicopters are making runs on this fire, trying to stop its spread. This is one of 6 major burning fires tonight in Los Angeles County right now. We are not getting any reports of damage on the Kenneth fire, but you can see how dangerously close it is already now to some properties.
And there are several fires burning tonight in the Los Angeles area. That fire that was just breaking out, as we just learned, thousands of homes and businesses have already burned to the ground in 2 other fires. Look at the devastation here. A new damage assessment in Southern California tonight, giving us a better understanding of the scope of the devastation that we're seeing. The wildfires are causing unprecedented damage.
Just pure devastation. I've never seen anything like this before. This is the second time I've had to evacuate since I moved here 10 years ago, but this just blows everything out of the water.
The Palisades fire, that's the one that's burning in the Pacific Palisades area between Malibu and Santa Monica. Then you have the Eaton fire burning north of Pasadena. It's now burning away from homes, but the damage there is already done. Containing that is improving. I should say containment is improving on another fire. That's the Hearst fire. That's the one over to the north and west near Sylmar. And then you have smaller threats. There's the Lydia fire. That one broke out yesterday in Acton. That one is 60% contained. And then you have the Sunset fire. We watched this one develop yesterday in the Hollywood Hills. Evacuation orders on that fire have now been lifted. So a glimmer of good news there for that particular fire. Our focus tonight, though, is on the 2 biggest and most destructive fires, starting with the Palisades. It has burned more than 17,000 acres, heavily populated in that area. Damage assessment teams continue to inspect structures impacted by the fire. It is likely that more than 1,000 structures there are wiped out.
And now the Eaton fire, it is growing to the north away from homes, but this fire has already burned more than 10,600 acres. More than 4,000 homes have been destroyed in this fire alone. Total of 5 people have been killed in the Eaton and Palisades fires. Authorities say this number could go up. It could change in the coming days. Los Angeles County is ramping up efforts to secure the neighborhoods under evacuation orders right now.
The Los Angeles County Sheriff says that he's requested assistance from the California National Guard. The sheriff says that the troops could be in place by tonight. The sheriff is also requesting a curfew that runs from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. He says he's hopeful that that will go into effect tonight. If not, it will likely start tomorrow at 6 p.m. The CHP is also offering support right now to help out local law enforcement. There have been at least a dozen arrests for people who are looting. Now, authorities have said that the death toll from the fires could rise as search teams finally get a chance to go through some of those burned out homes.
And today, human remains were found in a Malibu home destroyed by the Palisades fire. A missing persons report led authorities to make a welfare check at this house along the Pacific Coast Highway. And we could see medical examiner personnel at the scene this morning removing those remains. So many neighborhoods in the Pacific Palisades area are in ruins tonight.
Yeah, homes that once overlooked the Pacific Ocean, they're now reduced to nothing more than smoldering ash. KSARE 3's Melanie Wingo is live for us in Pacific Palisades with a look at the damage, and there's so much to unfortunately see there, Melanie.
Incredible amounts of damage that we have seen today as the sun starts to set here along the Pacific Coast Highway right next to the ocean. We're seeing some relief crews who've come in to help with the firefighting effort. And earlier today, we had the chance to get up close to some of those homes that have been destroyed and also talk with people from those neighborhoods. And it's really clear this community is suffering.
We have no Palisades anymore. It's gone.
Something that we are seeing in this neighborhood is people coming back to try to check the status of their homes. We spoke with one gentleman who said he's trying to make sure his parents' home is still standing, but when he sees the devastation, the dozens of homes that have been burned to the ground, it's tough to remain optimistic because there is so much destruction.
I grew up here. My parents still live on the hill. 90 years old and 85 years old, and we want to see if the house is still here. Most of the people that lived in these houses were people like my parents. That's the most devastating thing. They were not, all these people were not rich. Their whole life savings is in the house.
Here on Sunset Boulevard, an eerie reminder of just how chaotic it was the day families were forced to evacuate their homes on this side of the road, cars facing the wrong direction as people abandoned them here at this location. On this side of the road, just charred and burned out cars, metal coming from those vehicles after, as you can see in the distance, the vegetation all leading up to this road was on fire.
We see fires on both sides of us. Everyone started freaking out. Everyone started, leaving their cars and just running for it. And then people were on the wrong side of the road, so the fire trucks couldn't go up there. So it would made that a lot worse.
So back out here live, as you can see, the smoke is still hanging heavy here in the Pacific Palisades community. And if you listen throughout our live reports all day long, we hear these alarms in the distance. They're ringing here, they're ringing on the other side of this condo complex that you're seeing in the foreground. And then we're seeing emergency crews racing up and down Pacific Coast Highway all throughout the day as they respond to fires that are popping up. We've seen fires and active flames along these hillsides that fire crews are just trying to get to as fast as they can. Everybody out here in this community who we've spoken with, who lives here, knows that these crews are stretched thin. They're just hoping that what those crews are able to do will make a difference in hoping that the fires don't spread any further than they are. But clearly, that it's still an uphill battle. Golston and Lisa.
Yeah, for sure. And just while you're there, I'm kind of struck by just how there's no one there. I mean, on any other day, that's a busy, busy area there, and it is just devoid of people.
We've been talking about that throughout the day. My photographer and I have said, we're in a location that people from around the world travel to as tourists to enjoy. Usually Pacific Coast Highway, you think people with surfboards sticking out of convertibles and people headed to the beach, people headed to the Santa Monica Pier to enjoy that tourist destination. And right now it's people on foot who are trying to make their way up into the neighborhoods, perhaps their residents. Also, there is a concern as well of the potential for looting. So we've seen law enforcement out here also manning the posts, trying to make sure that nobody who doesn't sort of belong in the neighborhood, it doesn't get up there to potentially go through all of the rubble. But we are seeing a lot of people who actually live here. They have IDs and they're able to prove that they are residents. They're going up here just, trying to take in what they can and figure out how to move forward.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable to see there behind you. All right, Melanie, thank you for that part of our coverage. Now, while the winds did back off briefly today, the threat still exists.
It certainly does. That wind is expected to pick up again tonight. KCRA 3 meteorologist Heather Waldman is tracking those winds for us. Heather?
Yeah, and we want to emphasize we're not going to see the crazy headline-grabbing winds that we had on Tuesday into Tuesday night, but we are talking about wind gusts consistently between 25 and 35 miles per hour. And with fires ongoing, those kinds of winds can carry embers. This is still a very challenging weather setup for firefighters. And I mean, the terrain on its own just really makes it tough. And the amount of fires that they are trying to deal with also makes this very difficult. But gusts right now at Hidden Hills, that's an airport site, 24 miles per hour there in western Los Angeles County. You go into Riverside and San Bernardino County. Over the mountains, we are getting some gusts up over 30 miles per hour. Here's our modeled numbers to take us through tonight. Over the crest of the San Gabriel Mountains, there will be some gusts again between 40 and 60 miles per hour. That'll be closest to the Eaton fire just to the north of Pasadena near Altadena. So again, hopefully crews there able to still be able to work against those winds effectively. By the time we get to tomorrow evening, this is 9 p.m., the wind's much lighter. They are going to stay relatively light through the weekend. Red flag warning does remain in effect through 6 p.m. on Friday. I want to show you what should hopefully make an even bigger difference for firefighters, at least as far as the weather goes. By the time we get to early next week, Monday into Tuesday, look at the wind direction onshore. That's higher humidity, maybe even a little bit of cloud cover. It's also going to help big time with the air quality. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Now to the Eaton fire that's burning in the mountains above Altadena.
Yeah, this fire burned to the north today, away from homes and businesses. For a time today, it did pose a serious threat to some critical radio, TV, communication towers. You can see those right there as the camera pans across. The fire burned up Mount Wilson, which is also home to the historic observatory there. Firefighters were positioned on the mountain to protect the critical infrastructure. The winds were light when the fire came up, giving firefighters a good chance to protect those towers and that critical observatory. Well, among the thousands of structures that have burned is the Pasadena Jewish Temple and Center. It's now gone.
KCRA 3's Danica Hill joins us live from the newsroom after speaking with a former member now living in Lincoln. So Danica, like many of us seeing this devastation, it's heartbreaking. What is this like for the person that you spoke with?
Yeah, he says it's hard to watch. So many areas that remind him of his childhood are now unrecognizable. Specifically, the Pasadena Jewish Temple and Center, where he had his bat mitzvah, his first wedding, and other life milestones.
We moved to Pasadena when I was about 7.
Now 89-year-old Milton Green lives in Lincoln, but grew up in the Pasadena-Altadena area, an area scorched by the Eaton fire early Wednesday morning.
When I heard the amount of destruction, especially in the Pasadena-Altadena area where I grew up, it was very emotional. It was very, I got more emotional then than I did when it first started.
Among the now destroyed buildings, the Pasadena Jewish Temple and Center.
My parents joined the temple. I joined the temple. I was bar mitzvah there. I went to Hebrew school there. I was confirmed there. My first marriage was there.
The temple posting this message on their website saying in part, "We are devastated to report that PJTC's buildings caught fire last night. Despite the best efforts of the fire department, multiple news organizations have reported that all campus buildings are lost." It goes on to say, "We are devastated, but we will rebuild. We are here together and we will be okay. The sanctuary is temporary. Our community is for all time."
I'm sure that my story is similar to other people's as well, many other people. But, you know, it's a tragedy. It really is.
And the synagogue statement also says they were able to rescue all of the Torah scrolls from the sanctuary, chapel, and the classroom, which Green says is likely the same Torah scrolls that he read from during his bar mitzvah. Here in the newsroom, Danica Hill, KCRA 3 News.
At least they were able to save all of that. Danica, thank you. We're going to continue to follow developments on the Southern California wildfires, both on air and online on the KCRA 3 mobile app. Be sure to turn on those push alerts to get the latest updates. And many of you have been asking how to help the people in Southern California. You can scan that QR code right now. It's a safe KCRA 3 code to scan. It'll take you to a place where you can donate. KCRA 3 is teaming up once again with the American Red Cross to help people impacted by these fires across Los Angeles County. Your donation will go towards supporting victims of the fires, disaster relief, and other humanitarian efforts. And we appreciate all of the donations.